Hi, I'm Chris Wardlaw with AutoBytel, and today we're reviewing the 2014 Mazda 6. Mazda has redesigned its midsize sedan for 2014, and the car is going into one of the most hotly contested segments in the automotive marketplace, going up against other family sedans like the Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, and the all-new Ford Fusion. The car's never been particularly successful with everyday consumers, but enthusiasts have always appreciated its driving dynamics. Now, Mazda's made a number of upgrades this year that will really make this car compelling. The model behind me here is the Grand Touring, which is the top of the line. It costs just under $32,000 fully loaded. Base price of this car is between $21,000 and $22,000. That's with a manual transmission. Now, Mazda has redesigned the Mazda 6 this year, and it's to the tenets of their new Kodo design philosophy, which translates to soul of motion. Key highlights of Kodo design include these scowling headlights, this 5-point grille. The headlights, by the way, on the Grand Touring are, it's an adaptive front lighting system, which means they pivot to help see around dark corners. And then you can see that Mazda has retained its flowing front fender line, but now it dips more into the doors and it's less bulbous around the front fender. And these two character lines here are going to come to define Mazda design in the years to come. Now, these wheels are standard on the Touring and the Grand Touring model. The Grand Touring gets a special, it's like a silver, almost glowing metallic finish. And then, unlike a lot of midsize sedans, Mazda really paid attention to the design of the rear of the car, which is almost as good looking as the front of the car. Now, you can see that there's a SkyActiv technology badge on the back of the Mazda 6. What that refers to as the engine technology, which is a direct injected 2.5 liter engine with a compression ratio designed to maximize fuel economy. And it also refers to the engineering philosophy behind the car, which is pull as much weight out as possible to make the car responsive in terms of its ride and handling, and also to maximize fuel economy. So the new 2014 Mazda 6 comes standard with a 2.5 liter direct fuel injected 4-cylinder engine, makes 184 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque. If that doesn't sound very powerful to you, you got to remember the car only weighs about 3,200 pounds. So it's actually pretty responsive. The Mazda 6 is a family sedan. Family sedans have to have decent sized trunks. There's 14.8 cubic feet of space in here, which is plenty for a family, and I even used it to go to Costco and bought bulk paper towels and diapers. So it's shaped well, it's deep, but it's not as big as some trunks in the segment. But if you need more space, you pull that little lever, come around to the side, open the back door, and just pull the seat down. It's a 60-40 split folding seat. So even though the trunk's not the biggest in the class, I found during a week of using this for family duty that there was plenty of space for what my family needed it for. So once you've got all your junk in the trunk, you might want to put some adults in the back seat. You may have noticed I'm not the smallest of men, but I fit with no problem, except for that little head bump. I've got plenty of footroom, and one of the great things is there's a carpeted pad under here, so if you've got really nice dress shoes on, you don't have to worry about scratching them up on the hardware under the front seat. Now, you'll notice I've got my child's forward-facing car seat in there. She's 4 years old. She kicked the back of the seat a lot, but it didn't bother myself or her mother in the slightest. So what's it like to drive the 2014 Mazda 6? Well, I said earlier that the horsepower rating is 184, torque is 185, and those aren't very big numbers, I understand that. But this car only weighs 3,200 pounds, and it's got 19-inch wheels with Dunlop, I think they're SP Sport 5000 tires on them. Grip, ride, handling is all extraordinary. And the great thing is that the Mazda 6 doesn't beat its driver over the head about it. And what I mean by that is that this has actually got a fairly compliant ride. It's not soft by any means. There's a lot of communication coming up from the tires, from the suspension, both tactile feel, and there's a lot of oral feedback. The car isn't necessarily firm, but it handles brilliantly. It's really fantastic and a lot of fun to drive. This car comes with an 8-way power driver's seat, the Grand Touring model. The car's got dual zone automatic climate control, really crystal clear displays, and given the amount of technology on this car, it's really surprising how easy it is to use. The steering wheel is nice and thick with good thumb grips, Lots of buttons on here, but they're all very well marked, easy to use. Paddle shifters here, and two big meaty stalks with headlight controls on the left and wiper controls on the right. The gauge cluster is a model of clarity. It's awesome. So when it comes to the redesigned 2014 Mazda 6, what you have is one of the most fuel-efficient cars in its class, one of the safest cars in its class, one of the most stylish cars in its class, one of the most fun to drive cars in its class, and it's got an affordable price tag. You owe it to yourself, if you're shopping for a mid-size family sedan, to at least test drive a Mazda 6. You might decide you don't like it, but you at least have to go test drive it.